They don't have any sweat on them, so they've got that going.
The music industry in Brisbane is huge. From the Queensland Symphony Orchestra at South Bank, the Jazz Music Institute at Bowen Hills, the Alchemix recording studios, and even your car after a long day at work, music is absolutely everywhere. Brisbane has been the birthplace of many extremely successful bands, including the Saints, the Go-Betweens, Savage Garden, and the very well-known Powderfinger. With such a diverse range of music that is played, listened to, and on offer in Brisbane, we're raised with the question, is there really a Brisbane sound when it comes to music? Regardless, there's all sorts of music for everyone, and you'll find there are countless venues that showcase Brisbane's music everywhere you go.
Over the years, many Brisbane venues have popped up, as well as quite a few shutting down. Some venues we have visited over the semester include the Jazz Music Institute, the Old Museum on Gregory Terrace, and the Triffid. Stadiums and everyday pubs around Brisbane also play a significant role in the Brisbane music scene. One venue we found particularly interesting was the Triffid, a live music venue with a great atmosphere, located on Stratton Street in Newstead. John Collins opened the Triffid in 2014, after spending over 25 years in the music industry. John is an outstanding musician and was a founding member of one of Brisbane's most successful rock bands, Powderfinger. This popular venue is lively and one of a kind, being renovated from a World War II aircraft hangar. The Triffid fits up to 1,000 people and attracts large crowds with delicious food and great live music on offer. Being an architecturally very creative and out there funky building that has had countless of hours put into its design, the Triffid is the perfect place for both musicians and any locals to get their groove on. Enjoy their music and have a great time. This venue is constantly booked for gigs, and the stage has been shared by many great artists, including the former Brisbane-based rapper Kudos.
I pick apart the way till dark. I pick a spot to pick apart my pot. There's but the cherry at the heart. Every night I love to write. I pick about the
Kudos is a great lyricist and performer, and has been part of the Brisbane hip-hop scene in recent years.
Kudos has always enjoyed music, having been involved with it from a very young age. Like many young people who enjoy rap, Kudos had discovered arguably one of the most successful rappers this world has seen, Eminem, and was inspired to pursue a similar career path.
I was always enjoying music, and when I was 10 I started singing lessons, so I did singing lessons until I was about 16. But the passion never really connected with singing. It was just something like I wanted to be a singer, but I didn't really have any real drive. It was just something I wanted to be good at. But then when I found rapping, it was more like I had to do it. I've been rapping every day for probably 13, 14 years now. Or since I was 12. So, I've been doing it for 18 years now. So, yeah, but I'd say the initial inspiration was partly I heard Eminem for the first time when I was 12.
Yeah. Kudos' brother was also a key influence to both his passion for rap as well as the extended ropes of how the rap industry works. From the age of 12, Kudos has developed a passion and obsession for rap and the music genre of hip-hop. During high school, he wrote many lyrics and raps of his own and performed them with his mates at small gigs around the Sunshine Coast. This was the foundation of Kudos developing his immense talent for rapping and being extremely creative with his lyrics. With over 18 years of experience in rap now, he has become very familiar with the genre and has harnessed a unique style and skill. Since then, Kudos has been heavily involved and successful in the Brisbane rap scene, and has performed at countless venues in various cities and locations around the world, including Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and currently overseas in Malaysia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the industry, I guess I got involved around 17.
Yep.
I think I did my first gig when I was 17. I think they thought I was 18 probably.
Yeah.
But they let me into to perform when I was 17. And then, but I started rapping when I was about 12. Yeah, so even before I was performing live, I was writing raps.
Yep.
From pretty much the very beginning of high school. I heard about hip hop music and just got a bit obsessed with it. Yeah.
That's awesome, yeah. Kudos loves the idea of rap as he enjoys the use of rhyme schemes, and he sees the rap genre as making complex, meaningful puzzles with your own words.
So yeah, but the other thing was that I'm really I'm really into rhyme schemes. So like my main passion with rapping is one, just the expression and people telling people how you feel in an artistic way, but two, it's the patterns of rhyme, and it's that kind of creating your own puzzle out of words. I mean, I think one of the biggest things for me with the process of rapping, and one pointer that I always give to people is don't be afraid to delete stuff though.
Yeah.
So I'll sort of go with something while I'm working, but if it stops working, I'll delete half the song or half the verse usually, and go, oh cool, I'll start again. But because I've already gone through that scheme, I've got it in the back of my mind. So usually I'll go back. I might do something similar. It'll just be a little bit tighter. Yeah.
Over the years, Kudos has developed his own songwriting process, which he uses often when writing new songs with a range of producers, artists, and colleagues.
For me, it really has changed over the years. It starts with two things generally. One time it'll start with a beat. So if I'm working with different producers, I get people sending me beats regularly. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. But if a beat really grabs me, I'll usually get it extended into a really long loop. And I find more recently I go to cafes and drink coffee, and that's probably my favorite thing to do is just with headphones on.
Yeah, nice.
Usually whatever local cafe, I'll just be kind of this weird mumbling guy that sits there mumbling to himself every morning at the same time of the day.
That's like me on the bus.
Nice, exactly, yeah. Rappers always look crazy. Just mumbling to yourself. I mean, but I think when it comes down to straight up verses, I'll write my own verses. Once again, there are little, caveats to this. Like sometimes a friend might say, "Oh, hey, have you thought about like switching up the rhythm here, or chucking in this word, or you know what I mean?" So people, I think as MCs we like chat about this stuff, but essentially I'm very solo in my writing process, which personally, actually, in the long run, I think I need to work on that. I'm not very good at collaborating with other rappers, and this year specifically, I'm trying to like reach out and break that wall in my brain that keeps me from sort of working with more people.
With rappers being solo artists the majority of the time, Kudos, along with most Brisbane rappers within the music industry, have to work very hard in order to get their name into the public's attention and above and beyond other artists. Interviewing Kudos has given us a lot of insight into the great amount of work that musicians, and particularly rappers, put in every day to ensure they can do a range of crucial things, including organising gigs at venues, being able to work with recording artists and have their music published and exposed to the wider community.
So you got two sides of that. You got the industry, which is the venues and promoters and sound techs and all the things that go together to make a gig, and then you've got your fan base, which the internet's great these days because you can just anyone can put a song on Spotify now, which is absolutely unheard of. When we were kids, it was like everything. When I was at the start of high school, I had a cassette player, like a Walkman.
Yeah.
And then by the end of high school, I had an iPod.
Yeah.
The main thing, so if you wanted to book a gig and you're actually out there, it really is a matter of networking. So going to gigs, be friendly with people. So yeah, but it really is a matter of if you want to book a gig, call a venue and say, hey, I want to book a gig. It's very straightforward. It's just a matter of like, oh cool, like what do we need? We need the venue, we need the sound guy, we need the PA, we might need turntables, we need the crowd. Write it all down in a big list and just start checking it off like you would an assignment at school, just start checking off that list. Call the venue, they're not interested or they're booked, cool, call the next venue. It's a lot of troubleshooting,
Having performed at countless amounts of venues, including the Triffid, the Soul Bar, Rosie's, Rick's, open mics, competitions and much more, Kudos has adapted to being particularly good at live rapping. To make himself more of a complete rapper, Kudos has spent the last 2 years purely working on recording and producing, with his goal being to produce more professional and high quality music.
For the last year, I've just been recording. Like I'm in Malaysia at the moment, so I've been living in Malaysia for like last year and a half, and I've just been recording a lot with a producer in Sydney, and that's pretty much all I'm working on at the moment. So my passion is definitely switched. I really enjoy live performing, and I look forward to getting back to it. But at the moment, I'm just full on knuckling down as a recording artist.
Yeah.
And to be honest, as an artist as well, when I was younger, I really wanted to be famous. That was like a huge you got that like kind of dream of being famous. I don't really care anymore. I've got a really good job that's really flexible, so I can sort of travel and work at the same time. Yeah. And my main concentration now is just like having really good mental health, being really healthy, having a stable income, and with all of that foundation, it just lets me really free with music. So I just want to make the best music possible. Yeah. I just want to really, really make great music. And so, yeah, over the next 5 years, I'd say my main concentration is just making the best music I can. to get it out for people to listen to.
Manageable animal, call me Kudos the cannibal, a mechanical catapult, coffin of cock and cannibals, coded and cobra venom, reloading another lesson with millions in my possession, a killer rhyme with a sentence, building up my collection, hit the ceiling with tension.
Kudos is certainly a well-established and extremely talented rapper who is living proof of how you can make a living out of music and being able to live your life doing what you love. Having lived in numerous cities and countries, he's discovered that there really is a different rap sound from every location you're in. We hope that Kudos continues to take his career to new levels and further develop his expertise in the rap industry across Australia and around the world. We've learned that the Brisbane rap scene is certainly larger and more established than what it appears to be, and that it's becoming increasingly popular. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
Not for the mic till I die, I will ride for that high that I like. No way, love is the word that I use to describe every time that I die. I'm the type of guy that will die, then be brought back to life just to write one more line. Life will be this, I was born for this shit. If you disagree, you're speaking a lie.